Ontraport's card view displays your records on a Kanban-like board, showing you where each record is in any funnel or process and giving you quick drag-and-drop access to update things on the fly. Card view is a super handy tool for managing your sales, onboarding, or other processes that have defined stages. You can drag and drop your records or cards around to update them. This powerful two-way sync makes it so easy to update your automations. So let's dig into the basics of card view and all the settings you'll use to customize your view. The magic of card view is that it shows your data about your business visually and in real time rather than in an old static spreadsheet. This makes it a lot easier to understand how your contacts are engaging with your business. The way card view organizes your contact information into different columns is pretty clever. We use a drop-down field's values as the columns to sort records. You pick a drop-down field to sort by in settings, and then each value in that drop-down field becomes one of the columns on your card view screen. So for example, maybe you have a sales process that has a few steps. Here we have new prospect, qualified lead, demo scheduled, consideration, committed, and closed won. If you create a custom drop-down field with these steps and select that drop-down in the card view settings here, you'd see each record in card view in the column that matches their sales stage. Dragging a card from one column to another updates the value of that field for that record. So for example, if you dragged one contact from new prospect to qualified lead is the new value. This gives you incredible flexibility. Among other things, you can launch automations based on that field change and vice versa. If you update that field based on actions a contact might take, the field will automatically move the card to the right spot. So if you were to schedule a demo with one of your contacts, you might have a simple automation that puts that record into the demo scheduled column. When the demo's done, you drag that card into the negotiation column, which will update the sales stage field again. Card view also lets us set up more than one process to manage at a time, because your card view setup is saved on a per group basis. Here is what I mean. For each group you create in an object, we save your settings. That means you can create an unlimited number of different views of your data. Some groups can be set up in card view, some in table view, and so on. For example, your sales team can create a card view to keep track of deals, sorting by sales stages. Team members will see at a glance where all of your leads are and get a better idea of how they should spend their time. At the same time, your onboarding team can use card view to manage your new customer setup process. Maybe the stages are new customer, setup call scheduled, orientation done, and completed first 3 steps, or something like that. You could have that field updated using automation and always have a quick visual reference for who's where and how things are going. You can flip back and forth between those views just by switching groups. Now let's take a look at putting this together, starting with drop-down and color type fields, which are the backbone of card view. When you create either of these field types, you'll see that they're each composed of a list of values. They're almost exactly the same, but drop-down fields just have a list of text values, while color fields let you add color and text. Use drop-down fields to segment your list by stages, like we did with the sales stage above. Color fields are typically used to keep track of some quality about each record, such as how big of a deal it might be, how long it's been since you've contacted them, or something like that. For example, if you were tracking your lead's activity, you might create a color field called lead quality, with red for hot leads, blue for your cold leads, and yellow for your warm leads. Then, when you go to your card view settings, you'll choose your sales stage in the Select a Field to Display as Columns setting, and your color field for lead score down here. This will make it so the columns of your card view are the sales stages, and then you have this nice visual color bar on each card to reference the quality of the lead. Next, let's sort your cards. This can be really useful for your team to place the most important records at the top of your list. If your sales team is using card view to keep track of leads, you could sort your cards by lead score, so the leads with the highest score are at the top of each column. Of course, you can also decide what shows up on each card by selecting fields here and flip between full or mini cards here. Now, as we said, card view columns are values in your selected drop-down field. So when you drag a card from one column to another, you're actually changing that record's value for that drop-down field. I'll show you what I mean. Let's say your sales team is managing your new leads by reaching out to vet them. Your rep has a call with someone named Orrin Phillip and can tell from that conversation that he's a qualified lead. So all your rep has to do is move Orrin Phillip's card from the qualified leads column, then Orrin's status field will get updated to qualified lead. Your rep won't actually have to go into his record, find the field, or update it manually. What's cool about this is you can use that field change to trigger related automation based on where you drag and drop the contact. Let's say you have an automation set up to assign a task to your rep to schedule an initial phone call with every lead that's marked as qualified. When Orrin Phillip's card gets moved from the new prospect column to qualified lead, a task to follow up on the phone or send out an information packet could be created. This creates a smooth workflow where your reps can just focus on the task at hand and stay on the same screen. No more wasting time finding the right information by clicking into each contact record individually. Last, you may edit your columns in card view. But because your columns are really field values, you'd be right if you guessed that editing your columns actually edits your field. Remember, by value, I mean any information that would be entered in a particular field in a contact record. This is an awesome way to add additional columns on the fly. If you have a unique sales stage in your business that you want to include, just add your new value for sales stage. You won't have to leave your card view and go to your field editor to do this. But be really careful deleting values. When you do that, data will be lost. If you delete a value, all of the contacts who had that value will not retain it in their drop-down or color field. It will end up blank. Just to be super clear, when you edit your columns, you aren't simply changing the columns of your card view. You are editing the values of the actual field. When you add a new value, remove a value, or edit a value, it's the same as going to Contacts, Settings, and then Field Editor and making changes to the field. Let's say you deleted qualified lead from your sales stage field. All the contacts who had that value won't have any value in their sales stage field anymore. As you can see, card view is pretty powerful, giving you a complete live two-way sync between manual management and automated follow-up. Play with this a bit, and you'll see how easily you can create and keep track of just about any process you can imagine.